little bit of a change. Both these teams have played on this map so far in VCT Kickoff. Both of them lost to FBX. The only changes coming in. One, wait, Babiga moving over and playing the Neon instead of a Jet, which I think on this map is a lot better and probably don't understand why they didn't do that before. No pistols have been won by Nova on this map. Also, what was the first map? 13-5. So there was no... what was it? Defensive rounds? Attacking rounds? Alright, they... awkward fight. I was going to say pandemonium, but not quite. It's just literally playing in a 3-foot square with that Viper's wall in the way. And Guan has gone down. 4 versus 4. A lot of damage done onto Nova players already. This should be pretty comfortable, I think, for Trace. And yet again, because Panghang is going on a lurk, this turret is down. So these guys are not only going to be able to get the flank completely oblivious to the rest of Nova, but they know that there's going to be this like Panghang lurk too. And yeah, there's the lurk being read. Lurking as a sentinel, I think, is important, but you have to go careful. You got to condition some things as well. Like, that fell apart because of Panghang's lurk, I think. I'd say though the whole of Nova and how they play on the team and how they're like communicating is just all over the place. But like Panghang going for this straight away in the first pistol round, I'm not necessarily fond of. Like, I think the one thing that you need to like condition, I think for Nova, is that you are like holding, that you have got flank control, that Trace can't just go and do that. And then you can start to lurk, because they're not going to be pushing you, they're not going to be finding that space, right? I think it's so important, especially on the attack, and especially of the attack of Lotus, that the first few rounds are pretty, like, boring and straightforward, because you're saying, we're going to dedicate to do this default every single time, over and over and over and over again. And then once you've kind of taught Trace what you're doing each round, then you could start to take some creative liberties by having a Killjoy lurk up to here, having people default over A, and maybe having somebody walk in onto C, putting a lot of focus here, having a Viper wall on A and being able to like scale up. I just don't think that you could do it straight away. Because now Nova's going to spend the rest of like this attacking side, kind of like they are now, where they're way too safe because they got flanked last time. Panghang might never go for a lurk again, you know? So, how many rounds? 7, 13, 6, 0. He picked up the pistol too. Flexing's about to, what, 4K? My ace, he's TP'd behind them as well. 4K, nice from Flexing. You have to have a team that's still alive when you get there, yeah. But yeah, it's the fact that like if you push this on the defense and you see that the turret's down, audio's kind of weird, crackling, but it's alright. Like if you push here as defenders and you see that the turret's down, like that's like okay. And also that you have the freedom to let this, and I guess most importantly Obi-Wan wasn't aware of it. Like he just fully focused watching this. I'm not a Panghang hater as such. I hope it's not coming across like that, but it's just a lot of mistakes being made. And I guess with how everything went for Nova, even on Sunset against FPX, despite how fun it was. And I guess because it's like a sort of quieter, more straightforward day. Somehow the Marshal gets more damage done onto Guan than anything else. Panghang holding here is fine. Conditioning the turret as well that might force the defenders out to break it, so you're just holding this angle the whole time. I don't know from the VOD that Panghang was here an awful lot, but he's going to try and take a duel. I think he was either spotted or they've expecting him. Because yeah, going secret. There's 3 on site already. It's a nice nade bite actually from A-Bay. Flexin was there waiting the whole time. Gonna paranoid players on secret. Tries to TP away, but gets hit by some spray through the smoke. Kai just following like moths to a flame. Every time there's a neon wall put up, you have to peek into the middle of it, even if it's not necessarily the right play. And a good bonus from Nova at least. Lots of damage done for Trace. They're going to be happy with it. How do you pronounce the race's name? It's Olingo that's playing it, right? Oh, what's so difficult about that? Yeah, it's Olingo. And he's 0-2-0. Can't get the right size of this. There we go. Full buy versus full buy. Flexing having her from the shadows. CB not too far away from having a rolling thunder is probably the main one to have on attack. I guess Feng Feng having the upright is the big one. Full buy, so money is kind of tight for both teams. Whoever loses this might have to eco. I say might, they should eco, but kind of been very good with being able to sort of make half buys work. And every time I say 100% this team has to eco if they lose, they somehow still manage to put a full buy together. Like half armor or some utility missing. Crazy. They picked up the orb for CB, so he's one orb away. The operator's taking a lot of space on A, and without the Viper, it's so hard to, like, re-push this later on. So you got Olingo pushing in. Nice fight from CB. He's got his Rolling Thunder, though. So now it's a tricky position for Trace to be in. You can see that they can't really, like, waterfall onto the site. They can't really fight this. Because they're worried about the breach ult. But this isn't set up like Nova have a breach ult, and like, what are you hoping to do, I suppose? Smoke actually put here from Flexing. They're opening the door. Paranoia in onto site. Guan is in the smoke ready to fight them. Fight actually goes Kai's way. And now this is suddenly very awkward. I mean, fucking, where were we looking, guys? I think I was probably just like the observer cutting to somebody in a really awkward moment, but like post plants, chaos. Okay, Pang making up for previous mistakes. Trace timeout. Is this a destroyer timeout? Early on, sees one thing he doesn't like, and he's gonna make the team fucking heard. He's just gonna talk for like 45 seconds straight. Araxis skin, right? Trying to remember the name. We do have a clip of me explaining like the Olingo thing. When ISO cosplay, is he the only agent that we've not seen in VCT completely? We haven't seen Deadlock in China though. We've seen Reyna. We've seen Phoenix. We haven't seen Sage. Trying to think of other agents that we might not have had. I think we've had everybody else though. So it's the two Chinese agents that we haven't seen in China yet. Fucking Sage and ISO. And Deadlock actually. Deadlock is another one. Hey, wait, there's the eco. So I was right about that. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a surefire win for Nova, considering, like, they just keep getting thrifted. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I imagine Sage just played globally. I'm pretty sure I saw some Sage on Pacific as well. Like stuff like Split. Outside of that, yeah, for China specifically, it's ISO, Deadlock, and Sage that we're missing. Yeah, Paper X played the Sage on Sunset, yeah. Which I kind of liked. Did we see them play it again in the Grand Final against Genji? I haven't caught the VOD for it. I haven't seen the map. I don't know if Sage needs a buff. You may... I guess it could be interesting, but... Having more Sage would definitely keep the meta spicy, but the meta spicy enough as it is. Sees nades, going in different directions. I think the Prowler's going to check this new box, just the stack what Olingo's on now. One player's dropped, and they don't predict it. Rolling Thunder's even had to be dedicated here. Don't fight him alone. He's trying to like juggle the guns away at the same time. I guess it's a shame that you used the Rolling Thunder on an eco, but I don't think the overall care. We don't even have 500 Radiance this season in Brazil. Isn't it the same in America, though? It is an awful season to play. Like, map pool. I think timing of it as well, just start of the year. Lots of people are, like, busy. Valorant's been out a good while now. It's going into its 4th year. And it's like the start of the pro season, like in all regions. The act is finishing in 1 week, right? Oh, good question. Think so? Not too long. Full buy-in. Showstopper. Overdrive? Man, it does see that much neon that I forgot her ultimate name for a second. 3 away from a lockdown. Rolling for the CB was just used. Lockdown on defense. I don't think the map pool is dreadful. It's just hard. It's just... I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like playing ranked at the moment, it just takes so much out of me. Because all of the maps demand just so much, like, thought and coordination. But I play mostly, like, 5 stacks anyway, just because, like, why would I make myself play solo queue? 10 seconds on the plant. You've already lost a player. You've lost your smokes. So I think fighting for CT here isn't a bad shout. You don't have flank control. You really don't know if there's anybody behind you. Like this lockdown, it's such a good lockdown on defense now because you've got 2 people locking in behind. Just rats in a cage. Yeah, losing Obi-Wan, losing his smokes, not really, just seemed that they weren't really prepared for the lockdown. Also, like, we played a lot of Premier last act, and we actually, like, won Premier, like, won the playoffs. But because of the ranked reset is also another reason why people won't play. Like, people grinded all that much, and then, oh yeah, you've just been dragged down a rank, but you're playing up against other people that are at your rank before. So if you were, like, Diamond 3, you're being pulled down to Plat, but you're playing up against Ascendant and Mortal players, because your MMR's just fucked. And so you're like... I got to Diamond 3 again, which is good. I guess that was kind of like the goal. Oh no, Nova just got minced by the... Nano Swarm on the execute. This is flawless. Flawless on a full buy round for Nova. Timeout after this, I guess, for them on attack. Brave. Oh my god, Pang. It seems that Nova can only fire back when it's literally just backs to the wall. It stops people coming around. No, I don't disagree. I don't think a ranked reset is bad, but it just makes the game incredibly hard and frustrating, I suppose, when you're making any progress. It's needed. Like, you know, coming from Overwatch, yeah, ranked resets are needed. Soft ones at the start of episodes. I think it was just an unfortunate time, really. You make a progress, though, just within an act. I guess people don't really, like, they look at the PNG and they're like, I used to be this PNG, now I'm having to fight for my life to get that PNG back. What's a good half of attacking on this map? The lead, I think. The lead is needed. But I don't know if that's a China thing or if that's a global thing. I haven't really been looking at the global stats too much, but that's something I definitely want to do, like, after kickoff before Madrid. Like, just compile, like, attacking round, win rate, what maps are the easiest to retake on, what maps are the hardest. Gibbs would just be boring if I was permanently ascendant. Yeah, it's just... I mean, I missed playing Valorant last night just because I was asleep by then. I just completely, like, crashed. But by at least still. Lockdown. Rolling Thunder's somewhat close for CB. At least he's going to get one in this half. For the second time. Viper's Pit. Nightfall. Showstopper. Halfway to another lockdown as well from Kai. He just used it the round before last. There's a Showstopper. Traded at least, but Kai's just going to go and fight for it as well with more utility. The stun, I guess, just not really prepared, not really expecting more aggression. And everybody else from Nova is just being absolutely slapped. Nova just look a little bit, like, uncertain about what's going to happen, really. Like, Showstopper comes in, they get a trade, but they just don't expect there to be, like, follow-up. I think Trace are kind of like taking the piss with just how much they like pushed and fought that. But I guess like after a timeout, Trace doing something a little bit more aggro isn't a bad shout. Still buying. 50 credits, like have to eco next. Which kind of makes your money a little bit awkward, because it's round 9. You eco in round 10, and then you have a full buy for round 11, and if you lose that, you're on an eco around the final round of the half. Might have been better to just buy next. You get a plant on A. Ultimate's defense, Viper's Pit, lockdown is close again from Kai. I mean, this team should be camping this a little bit more. Is anybody watching Secret, though? No. One player's watching behind. Now there needs to be support there, so the flank is going to come in. Rolling Thunder's been used, which has bought a little bit of time. One's lost the flank control. Kai still doesn't quite have that lockdown handy. And the Smart Nanoswarm, everybody's boxed in yet again from Nova. Even if Trace don't win the round, they could just assure that everybody in Nova's going to die to the spike. Forces Nova to push CT loudly. No time at all for Trace to go in for the defuse, so what they can at least try and do is make sure that these players don't survive with any guns. Try to shut this off, lose out, flexing 20 HP, saving a rifle. Yesterday's match between Wolves and EDG almost made me a believer. It should make you a believer. Like, they look that good despite having like very little practice. Like, Wolves are going to be good if they keep this up. They just lost out on like just composure, I guess. Lost a lot of silly chokes. Lost a lot of clutches. Lost a lot in post plants too. especially on bind. What are the chances of Nova winning this game? The map or the series? Both are fairly slim. Series is like, yeah, not a lot. Also, I'm pretty sure with maps, like the final map is Sunset, but I'm pretty sure this translates to Sunset City. Or does it just say Sunset? It might be like a Google Translate thing that went wrong then. But the map, yeah, it's gonna be tricky, I think. Nightfall's been used. Hits everybody. Even Prowler, like, it doesn't hit everybody because they do Prowler here, so I think they hit 4. There goes Olingo. There goes the Spike too. And then just a lot of like individual fights. Guan is winning them all. Oh, the stun. Is he stunned himself? I think he might have stunned himself. Oh, and one player. This is fucking some Scooby-Doo levels of shit of just going through doors in and out. You know those scenes where like the villains and stuff are going through like doors. Silly. Silly Valorant. Good fights from Guan though. Great. That's so good. It's unlucky they didn't get the rest. Kai is farming. Probably like his best start to his tournament I think he's had. YU's not had to do anything. I haven't even spoken about half the players on Trace because of how one-sided it's been. But I would say the 6-6 at the half is probably not good enough for Nova. But that's the best that they can manage. Olingo is 1-9 on the raise too. Like whoever plays Raze on Nova is just cursed to have a bad map. Two versus 3 now. Obi-Wan. Hang. One coming in. There is a judge in the hands of Flexin. Might be able to get a gun upgrade now from Waterfall, because that's where Guan died, but Guan might have not had much weaponry either. No, he still has the judge, and that's the one that gets the final kill. 7-4, and it's going to be a really, like, iffy buy for Nova in the last round. Just flexing full running. Whilst the Neon ran in with the overdrive, they just like ran straight past him. Hello, how do you do? Bang! Kills the teammate right behind him with a judge. Even like the buy for here, like Feng is on a bulldog. So considering that this has been pretty much all Trace the last 6 rounds, their money is still kind of like wank. Showstopper, that's good. You got some good here. That's all you're really going to have. The Viper's Pit, though, however, going to be used on C. Please, Nova, don't go here. I know it's probably really... You have that urge to hit the C site with that showstopper and hit it really, really hard. But you aren't getting through this. And if you're going to push A main, do it together. B, I don't hate. But this is just a lot of free control. They have this, they have this. Haunt hits 1. That might pull some of these rotations away. Showstopper's going on to B though. Paranoia. Oh, and Flexin is just absolutely owned, and we're going through the smoke at the right time. Flexin is just so slippery. Hello, everybody. Some people coming into the stream. I take back every negative thing I said about flexing in my like China video for tech for Trace. Yeah, Wolves are Billy winning. Lotus feels like attacking favorite. I'd say it is. I think like Saint's been watching a lot more. Well, he's been watching a lot more of Sliggy, so naturally he's been watching a lot more of the other regions. But is that still? Is that still like accurate for other regions, or is that just like a strictly China thing? I know you've watched every China game. I wouldn't forget, like, I would assume that from you, but like, you've watched more of like EMEA Americas Pacific. Well, Pacific, I guess not. I've watched everything other than the playoff games. That's been attacking side. Yeah, like Tier 1 VCT fully. At what point will you buy a Wolves jersey? I want you to know that this is in my other tabs. But they don't have the Valorant one yet. They just have the Siege ones. So I don't know if I want to get a generic one or if I actually want to just get the full like kit. Wolves is an English football team. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, that's why me and Thinking Man's Valorant were memeing on it as much as we possibly could. They're the same price. It's like 45 quid for it's usually £60, but it's on sale. I think like there's some like something in my browser that said me talk about Wolves so much. It's like, oh, there's a special offer on our Wolverhampton Wanderers jersey. Opera GX selling my data so I can maybe buy a Wolverhampton jersey. It would be so funny if, oh, can you imagine if I got a Wolverhampton Wanderers like actual jersey, but on the back I have like UCO. Oh my god, I might actually buy Thinking Man's Valorant one with Spring on the back. That's so much funnier than getting like the actual like Wolves esports jersey. I have to do something like that. Wear it at the pub. They'll be like, wait, your last name is Yuko? I'm like, well, it's actually pronounced YU. Alright, Olingo, there's been no pistol wins for Nova at all. 8-4 on the attack. But no, actually, that's defense. Oh, Aluba's actually a better one. Aluba sounds like he could actually be a football player.
现在小黑屋是一个关键啊，典礼能不能顶住压力？他们想找一边去反清，暗眼推得很不错，直接找到光，光想跑没有走掉，而且换了一把正义。这枪可贵啊
Aluba gives me sort of like Yaya Torre vibes with just like the style of name.
这里还有一个右键，弗洛奇打到了头，但是 CB 他很硬，这是铁臂，铁臂当然。
Plex is also a good one. Oh my god, CB 1 versus 1 now. Win a pistol! Win a pistol! Bastards! Come on! 4-0 on pistols.
小开特意数了一下秒，数到大概4秒左右，就是你可能会拆了，你可能就拆一半，然后或者说你。
Alright, I also tip out the slander for CB. CB's not been that bad.
拉出来把人给打掉 ，CB 很硬啊，被敲了一枪头，但是还是被打掉了。小开今天在第2张地图，2张。
Yeah, Nip have been in every region so far, I think.
典礼2个人的决策做得太正确了，他们2个人如果硬在点内是根本守不住了，因为3个方向都会来人，他们只能找一个方向去进行突破。他们2楼确实抓到了走单的光。
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why Nip didn't make partnership, but probably not worth talking on a official watch party about. It makes it sound super sinister, but it's not. It's just where some of the funding from Nip has come from, I think, had a big effect. Why Nova so trash, by the way? Like, we expected Nova to be pretty bad because they made no real roster moves other than bringing in Guan. At least he didn't screw that up. Nice CB. Trikill gets 1, 4 versus 4. You have a rifle. That's pissed on an official co-stream, right? Doesn't care. I mean... Wait, you mean he pissed? You mean like the plat chat one, where he still had his lapel mic on and he went for a wee, right? Ace with the Guardian. They know where he is. I love the flex it left it too. He's just dancing around going, you go get it, bro. Very clean ace. Seen quite a few of them actually in China, like aces altogether. Never understood why Liquid is playing EMEA when they're American. They're originally Dutch, no? They're kind of like G2, where like G2 was like Spanish, and then it came sort of like broad European, and now they have an American team. Doesn't mean that they're American org. Was G2 initially Spanish, or am I just assuming that because of Carlos? I thought German, but I'm not positive. I think the only reason I figured it's German is just because they were based in Germany for LEC. Alright, Olingo, this is the bonus again. And Trace have gone for a very, like, quick plant that nobody's really responded to. I say quick, 40 seconds. For China, not quick. Pretty much bang average. Oh, it's such a good flash from Obi-Wan, and still somehow he doesn't get the kill. He's just on his own. There's no, like, help from him. Alright, 2 defenders alive. Obi-Wan lost even with the high ground. Oh, it's sad because it's true. Oh, yeah, German. Okay, cool. My bad. See, chat, we learn something new every day. Because I sure as hell aren't learning much from watching this game. So at least we're finding other avenues to broaden our knowledge. Quick 2-0 for Trace. It's looking that way, isn't it? I mean, I would have... If there was a scoreline to assume for this first series, it would have been 2-0. I think for the next two, I think 2-1. I am hoping for a Wolves win, but I would love to see Billy actually look a little bit more competitive. But it would be sad that sort of Finesse semi-retires as a pro player, just as Billy fall off. Couldn't have been worse timed from him. Now we're on 12. What's 8? 8 is a really cool Hansi. I usually remember this one. Timeout. 8 chances. He said he loves streaming, so no surprise. It's less stress, probably just as much money, if not more. I'll tell you one thing. Naming no names. An offer I got to be an assistant coach for a team in Game Changers for EMEA. I don't even remember, like, it was sort of a general, like, small org, not a big, well-known one. Because, like, to be fair, there's not really any Game Changers teams that have an assistant coach, they just have the one. But I was offered €250 a month. Like, can't live off that. The offers for everybody else were better, but it was just literally like, we don't need an assistant coach. So I was like, alright, like, bleak out there. I mean, it's bleak in every avenue of esports, but EMEA and then also Game Changers.
看一下欧林欧的这个晚安焰火，在今天手感并不是特别好的情况下，能不能拯救队伍？这一分他们的赢面还是相当大的。
No idea how Nova made it to partnership. They're a big org. They're a popular org, especially in mobile esports.
冯冯真的他太小心了，他太谨慎了，甚至还给了一个惊喜翻腾啊！再回来行吗
Should have been Weibo. Yeah, I do wonder why, like, Weibo, Leaning, LNG. But to be fair, with a lot of the LPL orgs, Riot already have, like, access to their finances and know what they like to be as a partner. So seeing, like, Weibo not make it, RNG not make it, Rare Atom not make it, suggests to me that Riot is like, well, we know these guys and we don't like working with them. Because they're either in debt or they're just not great to work with for, like, making content and doing stuff. And, like, Nova are doing a lot. Also, big mobile organization. What's on the horizon? So coaxing in pretty major, like, mobile organizations in China into a VCT league before Valorant Mobile even becomes a thing is a great way to not only get Nova to maybe invest into Valorant Mobile, but you could also get Nova to invest into the LPL. You could get them to invest into Wild Rift. It's better to get big orgs that aren't in your ecosystem already and collaborate on them more in the future. But yeah, 8 chances. This is looking done. Obi-Wan, not saying it again, but you are out. Nova eliminated. Trace the first team in play-ins. Honestly, bit of a waste of time, isn't it, really? Trace just comfortable. Nova looking absolutely fucking clueless in some of these cases. But it's better than the, like, Tyloo and stuff like that. Pretty much about accurate, actually, with, like, Tyloo and Nova sort of doing about the same. But all things considered, Nova, I think, looked better than anticipated. They didn't drop out complete bottom last. They got a win, a series win. So they're already doing better than DFM. That's the scary thing. Holy shit, that just actually occurred to me now. That Nova have to be better than the DFM because they've won a series. DFM are worse than Nova. It's official. Yeah. See you next time, Olingo. But I think if there's, like, any... Because there's no roster lock, Nova could make roster moves. I think it probably should, in all honesty. You've got Guan. There's probably other, like, smaller bits and pieces that you can pick up to make a good roster. Or just at least sort out your roles. Because, like, switching stuff around like this is just not it, I don't think. But we'll see for the road to Shanghai if they can make it.